What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Asus G15 Advantage gameplay video for you guys today. And today, we're gonna check ourselves out some Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree, only this time at 1440p. Now at 1080p, in this one area was we were going up to like fight two monsters that I kind of made for my little benchmarking run that I take in this game. It kept dropping down like 47 FPS and whatnot. And at first I thought, oh, well, maybe it's just because we were recording. So then I did the camera portion, and no, it was still dropping down to about the same. It was dropping down like 41 or 43 or something when I was recording. It only dropped down like 47 when I wasn't. So the recording is definitely dropping frames, but not that much. So I don't know what's up with that. Maybe that's some weird bottleneck with 1080p or something. Maybe that's the way the game is. Maybe it's something to do with my laptop. I don't know. It definitely wasn't clocking the GPU up very high, but I know it wasn't throttling it because we were seeing full clocks with ray tracing, and yeah, I think it's some weird clock speed issue or something. Who knows though? Maybe 1440p will play a little better. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But first things first, we're gonna do ray traced, just like we did. High ray tracing with maximum settings, just like we did at 1080p. Then we'll drop it on down, or then we'll do just maxed out with no ray tracing, and then we'll try high just like we did. And then we'll get a little camera gameplay. We're going a little bit more in depth with this game than I usually do, but that's because I really like this game, even though I'm not good at it whatsoever. Though I was definitely a lot better than I was, or I am now. I just need practice. I imagine it's like riding a bike. I haven't ridden a bike in a while, and I'd probably be a little weird at it at first, but once I started riding it around for a little while, I'd probably get pretty damn good at it again, you know? That's what I'm hoping will happen here. But in any case, why don't we stop blabbing and let's go have a look at some settings. Well, now it looks like it's time for 1440p, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks as though the shit's a little messed up here. I think I already know what happened. I probably forgot in OBS to return the window to the correct resolution. I think I had it at 1080p. So it's only recording 1080p of the window. If I had changed it, it wouldn't do that. Yeah, you guys can't even see all the settings, but yeah. Maxed out settings with ray tracing. Well, as I was doing the settings, I just noticed that I must have messed up the resolution and left it at 1080p when I got to this, because it's not recording the whole screen. At least it's recording the most important part, the FPS. So, sorry about that. I'm still not used to using OBS without the capture computer, so I'm bound to mess up here and there. I was really hoping I wouldn't mess up at all, and I thought I got everything fine, but looks like not this one. But that's okay. At least you guys can see the frame rate. And it looks like it's not doing quite as good at 1440p with ray tracing, but still playable so far. Let's see if it stays that way once we get into that area where it drops frames like crazy. I think it'll probably drop under 30 there, if anywhere. There we go. Had to wet my whistle a little bit there. Getting kind of dry mouth from all this talking. Alright, let's go attack these two guys, and you know what? I haven't had a hit in a while, and I just went to the dispensary today. We got some new greens, so let's try it out. Mmm, that is delicious. Delicioso. But, what was it called? Pablo's Revenge, I think. Man, that is exactly the kind of taste I like. Skunky. And it seems to have a hint of earthy undertone there. Nice. I guess you can't jump up there, but whatever. It's time to jump up next to the statue and move along anyway. So now let's move on to no ray tracing, maxed out. Alright, so here's the settings again. You can't see them all because the dang screen wasn't recorded properly. I do apologize for that, but it is now maximum without ray tracing. And I wouldn't pull any funny business on you guys. Unfortunately, I can't prove it because of the damn screen, but you'll just have to trust me. But anyway, let's go hop into the game again and see how it does this time around. Alright, here we go with just maxed out settings, no ray tracing. And it seems to definitely smooth out and be a lot closer to 60, but I have a sneaking suspicion it's still going to do that same garbage once we get over there close to that tree. I don't know what it is about over there, but it just drops it down to like 40s. Well, that was at 1080p. On this, it'll probably turn it down to the 30s or whatever. Heck, I think it even dropped under 30 a couple of times during that last portion. Not by too much, like 28, 27 or something like that, but That's still a little under 30, and 30 is my absolute minimum. Alright, let's go attack these guys. I'm glad at least we got the frickin' frame rate. Otherwise, I would have had to just go back and completely redo this. If I would have noticed right away, I probably would have, but I didn't notice how I started the recording. I just clicked on them, make sure they weren't like stuttery messes, and didn't even notice that they were messed up in the screen department until I took a closer look here in editing. So I gotta pay even closer attention. I even said last time I wasn't gonna mess up, but I'm still getting used to this OBS stuff. I'm great when I'm just doing screen recorded stuff on my Steam Deck or Ally, but that's easy. You just plug a little USB-C cable into the capture computer, and make sure the thing pops up, make sure it's got audio, and you're good to roll. Although sometimes it says it's giving you audio and then it lies, so you can't always tell it's got audio, but you can at least have a good idea and assume that it's going to work as long as it's got these little yellow things going. Much like I have Audacity open right now, and I can watch my little voice make little voice things on a little window. That's how I try to make sure I'm not like shouting at you guys or getting too loud. But I think I found a pretty good spot to stay from my mic. You don't want it like in your mouth, but at the same time you don't want to be a mile away either. Yeah, still dropped frames. Rats. Well, we're still going to try just high settings now, so let's go ahead and kick those on. Now we'll finish up with just high settings, just like we did at 1080p. Fortunately, I can't show you all the way because they just don't show, because I'm missing a good portion of my screen because I was an idiot and didn't change the OBS settings, so I will try to do better next time. Again, I've apologized a bunch, but I'm just going to keep apologizing because I don't like when my videos don't look flawlessly professional, you know? Here we are in the game, just at high now, so let's see what those frames and frame times are like. I'm thankful it at least gives us that, even though I messed the rest of the screen recording up. I gotta remember to change it to 1440p in the output section. Otherwise, it'll cut a piece of the screen off. At least I remember to do it on the Alienware. I remember for a fact that I remembered. I just thought I did on the Asus too, but I guess I didn't. But everybody makes mistakes, and I'm still getting used to it, so eventually I will not have any mistakes with that. And we always have to keep in mind on most games we're going to kill a couple FPS having support like this, but for a game like this, since it's limited to 60, I don't think it matters most of the time. At least it hasn't for this. Even when we're not recording, it still drops down into the 40s up here. And the GPU's not throttling or anything, it just refuses to use more megahertz than it needs. So, since we're only needing 60, it's just like, hey, we're only using 65% of the GPU most of the time. Alright, let's go kill these two guys. Love that giant-ass longsword. So fun for killing normal enemies with. It just isn't going to help me out for bosses, I can already tell, since, like, the whole build doesn't work. It basically relied on just, like, bleeding things to death really quickly before they had a chance to own me. And now, that no longer is possible. Anyway, though, now, let's move on to a little camera gameplay. Well, alright, guys, let's get ourselves a little camera-recorded gameplay now at 1440, without any screen recording getting in the way of the FPS. But it still drops frames in that same spot, even at 1440. I don't see why it would stop just because we stopped recording. We should just not drop frames as much. But I'm curious if it's going to do that to all my computers. Maybe none of my computers can hit 60 in this game anymore. That would be curious. That's not nice. And you know, even though this isn't the most graphically intensive game, it still looks absolutely ruthless. Art design is most important in a game, after all, not just graphics. Somewhere around here then it started dropping frames like mad. Here it is. Kind of like 54, 50, 49. Jeez. Wonder what's up with this area. Alright, note to self, you cannot slash rocks out of the air in this game. It does not work. Gotta roll. Gotta roll, roll, roll. At least in most of the areas, it's 60 FPS experience. But there's definitely going to be some that aren't. At least on this PC. Head on over to this area now. Just like on the 1080p version, let's go kill this little group of people over here and then call it a day, I think, for this computer. So, you get a pretty good playing experience in here. Just know there's going to be some spots, if you play on high, anyway, where it drops. Now, I don't know, maybe it would do that even if we dropped everything down to low. Hard to say. Alright, and with that, let's go wrap the video on up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Elden Ring at 1440p on the Asus G15 Advantage. And hopefully the recordings worked properly this time, but still getting used to them, so if that's not, sorry about that. I'm used to using the capture computer, not using OBS on just by itself anymore. I used to use it all the time, but I'm sure I'll get the hang of it here quickly. But in any case, it ran pretty decently, but still in the same spot. We were dropping frames like crazy. I don't know what it is about that spot, but that might not even be the most hard to run spot. I mean, this is just the beginning area of the game. There might be even harder to run spots than that. So you might have to put some settings down to low, and who knows? This game might just do that on this laptop no matter what settings you use, for all we know. But in any case though, that's all I got for this particular video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.